Okay, here, Poppa, gonna show you some more things to do with pork. I got some carnitas that's left over, and I'm gonna make some enchiladas, which is really fun. Some red enchiladas. So what we're gonna do, pardon my reach, is we're gonna put 2 tablespoons of canola oil in the pan. Gonna heat it up about medium. Look, I always like to give credit where inspiration goes or stuff. We're using Big Poppa's carnitas that James and I made in a copper pot. But this recipe is really, I was looking for something really simple that sounded great, and Drummond, Pioneer Woman. So what we're gonna do is put 2 tablespoons of flour with 2 tablespoons of oil. We're gonna mix it up. We're gonna let it bubble for about a minute. We're gonna break down the lumps. What we're doing is creating a roux. Just a very small one. I usually do roux with butter. I'm going very light. Don't worry, I'm not hurting my pan. Now, you're wondering why I'm not doing this outside. I absolutely could, but one of the things I love to say about Big Poppa and the rub we have is inside or out. It's all good. So here we go. We got it bubbling. About another 10 seconds. Make sure there's no lumps, and we're going to put our ingredients in. 28-ounce can of enchilada sauce. 2 cups of chicken broth. Now she calls for salt and pepper. I just can't do that. It's against my everything I stand for. So I'm going to use some Little Louis. Half a teaspoon. And then I want to get some jalapeno in there and flavors. So the other half a teaspoon, and it's going to be kind of a heaping teaspoon. Hallelujah. So what we're going to do is stir this. We're going to bring it to a boil. And then we're going to let it simmer and thicken. I've always got to smell it. It smells like enchiladas. Imagine that. Okay, our sauce is simmering away, which is just fabulous. Now what we're going to do is we're going to prepare the meat. Like I said, I've got all this carnitas here. So I'm going to chop it up. And then we're going to heat it up too. But at the same time, I'll show you what I got going on here. I have a medium white onion. I have some green chilies. And I have some green onions. You know, this carnitas cooked authentically is just amazing. But one of the things I always hear from people is, man, I don't want to cook a pork butt because what do I do with the rest of it after I made a sandwich or two? Well, I've shown you I got recipes for tacos, for red beans and rice, for tostadas, for fajitas, you name it. So there's a ton of ways of using this protein and really feeding your family and making it go a long way, which is what I'm all about. So what we're going to do is we're going to soften the onions in a saute pan. Then right before I add the meat, I'm going to add some garlic because I like garlic. And then we're going to add the meat, toss it around, and we're pretty much ready to load the enchiladas up. Onions in there. Some Little Louis. We're not going to caramelize them, we're going to soften them because we don't want them crunching. They're going to get baked anyway, but I just want to get them a little soft. Now, they use words with onions like translucent. That means where you can kind of almost see through them. They'll obviously never be like glass, but they lose their dense color and they get more translucent, clear. So that's what we're doing here. We're just getting them translucent. And again, we don't want to burn the garlic, so whenever we use garlic, and yes, I do use 2 garlic sometimes. I use all kinds of garlic. I slice garlic, I chop garlic, I crush garlic. Sound like Forrest Gump of garlic. Fold them in the meat. That's it. All I got room for, get it heated up nice, and then we'll start assembling them. Now, a neat thing I learned just recently with tortillas, I used to like par fry them, just soften a little bit frying. And what I learned is if you just brush them, I think it's either Bobby Flay or one of those guys, I came up with it. But if you just brush both sides lightly with oil and then put them in a baggie and put them in the microwave for a minute, they soften up just like you did it No muss, no fuss. So I'll be doing that while this warms up. Okay, it's beautiful. The onions are perfect. We'll do something that Drummond didn't do. I'm going to take a couple dollops of sauce because I want to get some more of that flavor inside the enchilada. So here we go. Come back in. You've got to taste it, you know? I could eat it just like that. So now we're going to bowl them up and start assembling them. So we're going to do, because I include you in the team, and we're going to put some of this sauce down at the bottom to get started. Okay, I got the tortillas. This is fun. They're softened. A little green onion in there. A little green chili. A little Mexican white cheese. Just a dash of cheddar. Nice tight handful. You put the seam side down. That is beautiful. Pour the rest of the sauce over it. Try and submerge it the best you can. But you don't mind a couple of them a little bit crunchy. Spread the leftover green onion, leftover chilies. Then we're going to kill it with cheese. Now, a lot of people do olives. I'm boycotting olives. It ain't me, baby. So there's white cheese mixed in here. We're going to put them in the oven at 350 for 20-25 minutes. Kids, I couldn't be happier with this. Okay, we're done. I got it here. I'm going to plate it up. I'm going to sprinkle a little cilantro on it, drizzle a little crema, put a couple scoops of avocado, have some beans, have some rice, and I'll be one happy man.